Hello, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am your host, Tina Coleman. Please tag someone in this. I'll give you a few minutes to get on. Good evening, everyone. When you get in, please say hello. Good evening, good evening. Good evening. Please come in. Good evening. Hope everyone had a good day today. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Please share with someone. Good evening. I'm coming to you live because I am promoting my book. The first one is Unshakable, Volume 1. Then we have Unshakable, Volume 2. So before I just give you the spiel about the book, I want you to hear just a little bit of what's in the book. Hold on. I'm just... Okay. We ain't gonna worry about that. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm reading chapter 3 out of the first book. Every morning, before I go into it, the topic is Before the Escape. Every morning I told myself, just make it through one more day. That was the rhythm of survival. Each sunrise was both a promise and a warning. School became the only place where I could pretend to be normal. I sat in art class, drawing pictures that said what my mouth couldn't. My teacher saw something in my drawing, a sadness, too old for a child. One day she asked, "Are you okay?" I wanted to say something, but the words stayed locked inside. Fear was louder than my voice. Eventually, I wrote a letter. Instead, it was short, shaky, and desperate. I slipped into I slipped it onto her desk and walked away before she could read it. Later that day, she called me aside. Her eyes were filled with worry. People started asking questions. For a moment, I thought freedom had came. But when the questions turned into paperwork and paperwork turned into waiting, the house I returned to that afternoon was cold I remember riding the bus home, my hands trembling, my stomach twisted. I stared outside the window, praying the ride would never end, the dreading the moment, and dreading the moment that did. By the time we pulled up to the driveway, fear had shook all the way through me. I felt small again, like a little girl walking toward her own punishment. Inside, anger, anguish, it filled so fast. Then, then I could answer them. The air felt heavy. The air felt heavy with hatred. That night I laid in bed, shaking, praying that God would either take me home with him or get me out of here. I didn't know that he was already moving pieces behind the scene. A few weeks later, a visitor from a social worker brought a flickering of hope, but even she couldn't see the whole picture. Nothing changed, nothing got better, but I learned to hide again. Only this time, I hid my hope along with my pain. Then came the day when God whispered, not much longer. It was just a thought that passed through my mind when I stared at the ceiling, but it was settling in my chest like truth. I didn't know how, when, but I knew something was coming. If you enjoyed that, please run and get this book. I do have books here. I have about 26 of these books. So if you would like to order one, please message me. I will put my link of Amazon in the description. Now we're going to volume 2. This is a letter to the women who will read this book. And I know I put women, but men also can read this book because men go through trauma just as well as we women do. To the woman holding this book, I don't know your story, but I know your strength. Maybe you've been wounded. Maybe you've been silent. Maybe you've been abandoned. Maybe you've been touched wrong, handled wrong, loved wrong. Maybe you're still holding the tears that only God has seen. But let me tell you something with boldness. You are not what happened to you. You are not the lies spoken over you. You are not the mistake you made in survival. You made it. You survived. You are not the guilt you carried silently. You are not unlovable. You are not too much. You are not beyond repair. You are a survivor wrapped in divine purpose. This book is not an entertainment, it's my lifeline, a mirror, a healing place, a truth telling space, a reminder that you are not crazy, you are not alone, you are not forgotten. Come as you are, sis, with scars, with tragedy, with fears, with questions, with the part of you that still trembles. These pages were written for you. And by the time you close this book, you will not be the same woman that opened this book. You can get both of these copies on Amazon. This is my story, but I know this is someone else's story as well. And maybe you don't have the courage or the strength, but I pray by the time you finish reading both of these books, it will impact your life. It will change your life. So please, if you would, please, ma'am, please, sir, go to Amazon, and I'm going to put the link in the description. Or you can just type in on Amazon, Unshakable by Tina Coleman. I know this was a short and sweet, but I wanted you to know what you were getting. These are not just books. This is my life. And I know someone would benefit from them. So please, if you would, support, be a blessing. Not just to me, but if it's not you and you know somebody, be a blessing. Buy the book for them as a gift. Help them heal. My healing, my journey, I pray will help someone else. Again, please share. Please like. And just know that you are not alone. Don't allow the enemy to silence you. Thank you.